Hello, everybody. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to All Things United. We won, we won, we won. Welcome once again to All Things United. Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Ram from All Things United. Wow, we actually managed to win an FA Cup game against Wigan. We won the game 2-0. Now, there's a lot of things I want to talk about today because, we won the game. Truly enough, do you think I'm actually impressed, with the victory? I I'm very happy that we won, of course. But having said that, I think we could have done a lot better in the game, especially in front of goal, as much as possible, because we need to be a bit more clinical in terms of how we finish the game, how we score those goals. And today we'll be talking about, a few things, like how, as our threat in front of goal is, our defense. And of course, I'll also give you some player ratings, that I think, would be very, very much aligned, based on the lineup that we actually had against Wigan, very early this morning in Singapore. Of course, the game was about 4 a.m. in the morning. Uh, I was literally, shooting bricks because I was thinking, if I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, this game better be good, and we better win because this season, especially, whenever I wake up in the morning, I turn on the TV, watch the game, we end up losing. There's been too much of that going on, and today finally having a win, you can see in the excitement, how happy I am with that. But there are a few things that I want to just highlight because I feel there's so much more we can do, as a team that can be much better, when we play against Spurs next week. Now, that's going to be a cracking game, of course. But let's just get right to it, and let me just share with you what I think of the game. So, yes, of course, Wigan nil, Man United 2. Um, Okay, overall, I was very happy with the setup. I thought it was refreshing. Seeing Wan Bissaka, of course, back in right back. I think he's always been phenomenal in right back. I love watching him play. Varane, I tell you honestly, this guy Varane, whenever he holds the ball, when he brings the ball forward from defense, you feel that a little bit of confidence, because he's able to pass the ball. He's quick, yeah, and I really like that to continue in the upcoming games, in the whole season, because I'm the only thing I'm fearful about Varane is because he's so injury prone. Um, Halfway through the season that's left, we have got 18 more games to play in the Premier League, and of course a few more games in the FA Cup as well. If we make it all the way, that's great. I do want him to stay fit because I think the way he passes the ball, the way he's composed, at the back is good for us. That's what we need. Um, Johnny Evans. Wow, Johnny, you deserve an applause because at your age, 35. You have been absolutely brilliant. Every time you are actually playing in defense, you have showed that you would deserve to be back wearing that United shirt. So kudos to you, Johnny. Evans, Johnny Evans. Yeah, so kudos to you for that. I think that you are really, really much experienced right now. You established yourself in the team. I think age is just a number. Keep doing what you do, and I hope this continues. For Johnny Evans, I think it's a well-rounded defender. So I'm very happy to see him perform consistently the way he did. Dallo, on the other hand, though, I'm happy he scored the goal. But I still feel that he's missing something. He always gives me that fear when he plays either at right back or left back. Sometimes he always gives me that fear that he might just be too lackey. in terms of defending. But kudos to him as well. He did well today. He scored a goal, of course, a brilliant goal. So kudos to Dallo. Hope this continues in that run as well. But of course, end of the day, we're playing Wigan. So we were expected to win this game. We were favorites going into this game. And I'm glad that we actually made that happen. So overall, I think even every single player has contributed in a way. Of course, the defense especially has done really well, which I'll go into a bit later as well on defense. Um, in terms of one thing I wanted to talk about was our threat, in front of goal. Truly, I think if this was another day where we have Hojlund in top form, where we have Rashford in top form, Garnacho in top form, I think we could have easily won this game 5 or 6-0. How many times did we hit the post in this game? Of course, Garnacho's shot was amazing. Hojlund had like 3-4 chances where he blew away. This is one thing that I get very disappointed about. I know Hojlund is young, okay. He's just coming to the team, but I mean, come on, you are starting almost every single game. The manager is putting you, in the front line every single game. So come on, you've got to buckle up. Okay, crosses were made into the box. Chances were created. He has to be a bit more clinical. And this is the kind of things I'm talking about, because we can play good football from defense to midfield and to play that through ball across and to create those kind of chances. But we're not finishing it. That's what frustrates me a lot. And I can't take that kind of bullshit anymore. We have the players to do it, but we're not doing it. And that really, really upsets me. Hojlund could have got two or three goals in this game, to be honest. He's a lack of awareness. He looks a bit tired, to be honest. I think he has to come up fresh against Spurs, and I don't know if he should start with Hojlund, to be honest. But if he does start, he's got to put his A game forward in the next game, because I can't take this kind of bullshit anymore. We are passing the ball really well, we're going forward, but there's no clinical finish. And that is why our goal difference is at a negative, because we are not scoring enough goals. And that is the problem that we have at the moment. And I hope, as we go along this season, things would get better. I'm sure it would. Now that we have got Sir Jim Ratcliffe in the fray. I don't know what he's thinking. He could he look at more things, more players to bring in that could bring more threat in front of goals, and making sure that the current players that we have, become better as the season go along. Because we've got 18 more games to go. We are in 6th or 7th position in the Premier League. It doesn't look good for us. As I've said in the previous episode, that I think, we really need to buck up as much as possible. And I'm so happy that, in a way that we've got to win. But I think this is not something I want to take onto Spurs, because come on, we played against Wigan and Spurs won their game against Burnley as well. And of course, they played really well as well. So we are definitely going to be in for a cracking match, where both teams will be looking to maximize as much as possible to get the points, to get the points in the Premier League, and to make things happen for themselves. I think Spurs will definitely go into this game feeling a little bit more confident than us, because they have goals in them. Let's be honest, they have goals in them, and I think it's going to be a really uphill task for us. And I don't want us to park the bus, to be honest. So I hope that we go all out, to make things happen and to have more threat in front of goal against Spurs. Now, I do apologize because I'm talking about the next game so soon, but it has to be said that although we beat Wigan, are you convinced that we did it in the fashion, in the way that we want to do it? As a United fan, do you think this is the type of football we want to keep playing? If you feel that there could be a better starting lineup, please do share with me. I would like to know your thoughts. Do subscribe to this channel for more updates as much as possible on all things United. So there you go. So in conclusion, I feel that we played well today, but we don't have much threat up front because Rashford, well, I'll get into the player ratings as well. In a while, but I tell you honestly, Rashford is trying too hard, in my opinion. Yes, he's had a few shots here and there. He had the chances. He could have done a lot more better, you know. And at times I feel maybe playing on the right would be better for him, than on the left. Sometimes it's good to change things up a little bit with Garnacho on the left and Rashford on the right. I think that was a good call by Ten Hag. Let's see. Let's hope that this can be something that we can try, to achieve in the next coming games moving forward. So there you go. I hope our threat in front of goal will get better as we go along the way in the games. But this time, I feel we just did okay. But I felt that we could have scored at least 5 or 6 goals in the game with Hojlund getting a hat trick. That's my opinion, on this game against Wigan. Now, moving on, our defense. Our defense, of course, uh, it's against Wigan. They only had 2 shots on target, while we had actually 3 shots on target, 13 shots on target. So I think that is a good testament for our defense, in the game that we just played against Wigan. But there you go. It's against Wigan. We can definitely perform really well against the smaller teams, but no disrespect to Wigan. I think they had their game plan. They knew what they wanted to do. It was just unfortunate for them that they could not materialize some of the chances that they have actually created. So, but our defense, on the other hand, yes, with Onana only making 2 saves the whole game, it shows a good back four. But of course, I miss Luke Shaw, to be honest. I hope that he's back soon. I hope he will be available in the next game. But we need to have Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Evans, because he's the only one available that I think is not injured. And of course, Luke Shaw. I think that would be a formidable back four, moving on to the next games of the season as much as possible. So overall, I think, in my opinion, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game to wake up at 4:30 or 4:15 in the morning to watch. Although I didn't sleep much, but I really feel good. Whenever I see my team win, I'm just excited. I'm just happy. Doesn't matter who you play, but we have to win continuously as much as possible. So let's hope for better horizons ahead of us. United fans, let's hope that we can thrive and we can do better, in the next games moving forward. Let's hope that, we can do the same against those bigger teams and rank up all the points as much as possible to move a little bit more higher up in the Premier League table. All right. So moving forward, I'm going to actually just share a little bit of some of the player ratings that I actually have. So I wanted to actually just talk a little bit before I do that. So for me personally, I'm going to be dividing them into defense, midfield, and of course forwards. I do want you to take a look at those ratings and let me know what you think. Of course, end of the day, this is just what I feel in the game. This is just my opinion. You might have a different opinion. That's okay. I'm always happy, for you to prove me wrong as well. Or if you agree with me, please let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to this channel. And of course, share this channel as well. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as possible, as fast as possible. So let's make this happen as well. So moving on to the player ratings, let's see what we can do. Let's see actually what you think about it. And of course, I would love to get your opinions on this as well. So starting out with the defense, this is actually what I've rated them. You've got Onana at 5 out of 10. You've got Wan-Bissaka at 6 out of 10. Varane 6.5 out of 10. Johnny Evans 6 out of 10. And of course, Dalot at 6.5 just because he scored that goal. This is actually what I think. I don't want to give them too high because they're playing against Wigan. I don't want to put a 7 or 8 because I think They should only be getting those kind of ratings if they really perform the same way against those bigger clubs as well. So there you go. This is actually the ones I thought out of in our defense. Of course, and the goalkeeper as well. Onana, nothing much shout about because he only made two saves, so I'm not really going to give him a very high rating on this. But well done overall in terms of our defense. Moving forward in the midfield area, where you have McTominay, Kobe Mainu, and of course Bruno Fernandes. Now, the one that stand out for me in this entire game was Kobe Mainu. You might disagree with me, and some of you might agree with me as well. He has been absolutely fantastic coming up to this game. He is so comfortable on the ball. He knows how to look for his players. He know exactly, where to pass the ball. And I think, he is the one player that is actually wearing the badge on his sleeves. I really like him. I look forward to see more of him. I think it's a perfect timing that Casemiro is injured. Ericsson is not really performing really well, and he has his time to shine. So kudos to him, for having that high rating of 7.5. I think he's the highest that I've actually given, in this rating as well. So kudos. Bruno Fernandes, well done, captain. You scored a penalty, you played well, you created chances as well. So well done to our captain. But I do want to see Bruno perform a lot more in terms of, playing the bigger games as well. I want him to stop his whining. I want him to stop his controversial discussion with the referee. I just want him to play football, create chances, and score goals as much as possible. So moving on to the forwards, the ratings of the forwards, this is what I actually had in mind. For Marcus Rashford, I'll give him a 6, because he started on the right. He's playing, a good game. He's had a lot of chances, but just that, I wish he had a bit more finishing. He could have easily been a 7 or 8, but honestly speaking, a bit disappointing in terms of how he was posing a threat in front of goal. Hojlund had chances, guys. This is what I don't get. People were saying that, oh, he didn't get much service up front. There was lack of crosses up front and so on and so forth. But by the way, this has to stop. He has played enough games. Okay. We've seen what he can do. He can hold the ball really well. But why is he not able to finish those simple passes or simple crosses into the box? That is what I'm hoping for. He's still young. He has a lot to learn. That is good. But I think he needs to step up in the upcoming games as much as possible. Garnacho, I'll give him a 6. Of course, he hits the crossbar as well, but he's again, time and time again, proving to be one of the best players in the squad. And I think I don't want to leave him out of the first 11, because I think he's getting better and better. He is looking like a Ronaldo for our team. Just like how Ronaldo signed when he was 17 years old, 18 years old, I think Garnacho is of that caliber. He just needs more game time. He needs more starting positions. I think he will be amazing for us in the coming seasons as well. So there you have it. These are actually my player ratings, for the game that just happened last night. And I feel that, although I am happy with the win, I think that a lot of these players need to be able to step up a little bit more. I do hope that our injured players will also be back as soon as possible so that we can actually have a better, squad depth to take on, the teams that we have. Because I tell you honestly, that's the one that's been holding us back. Our injuries has been abysmal. I really hope that things turn around in the second half of the season. And I really, really hope that we move on, we go forward, as much as possible against the next games. So basically, guys, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to basically just, share my excitement, share my happiness, and how happy we are to be moving on to the next round of the FA Cup, because that is the only, cup competition that we can probably, I say probably because we are still, going to have to face the bigger clubs who have made it through, like Liverpool beat Arsenal, of course. Man City won 5-0. So it's going to be tougher for us as we go along. But because we're not doing well in the Premier League, I hope that, we shine in the FA Cup. And at least from last season's edition of Carabao Cup champions, hopefully we can add that trophy into our cabinet as well, as much as possible. So before I end, guys, I just want to give you a slight preview on what we're going to be doing, in the next episode, so you can actually check us out as well. So basically, in the next episode, we are going to be previewing, of course, the Man United versus the Spurs game. It'll be live streaming, of course, on All Things United on Thursday, 11th of January. I would like to actually come up and talk about how we might line up against Spurs, how we can actually look at the tactics moving forward for this game. And I'm also considering of actually doing this as a watch along. So if you guys are interested to join me in that, when the game happens at 12:30 midnight on 12:30 midnight on Sunday, we would love to actually have you along and join us on a watch along as well. The timing will be confirmed, for this particular preview. Stay tuned, and hopefully things go well for us. So once again, this is Ram signing off. Thank you for joining me on All Things United. Yes, we can do this. We can go into the second half of the season. We can make things happen, and hopefully we will go above, and stay somewhere around the top four. So cheers, guys. All the best to you. Thank you very much for your time. I will see you again on Thursday. Cheers. Bye-bye.